Now, one thing is for certain is that we all know that there's a lot of things going on right now with the Hollywood bubble, with, of course, the film industry and everything going on in the media. Studios like Netflix, for example, dealing with the ongoing Meghan Markle backlash and the ongoing boycott as well because of their poor marketing campaign and their poor choices when it comes to the type of projects that they're working on. Everything is beginning to backfire on Netflix in particular with Meghan Markle, but we have a lot to discuss today when it all comes down to South Park Studios, Paramount, and South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone and what they recently did toward Meghan Markle. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. So one thing about Meghan Markle right now is that we already know that she's in pure panic mode. She is frightened about what's about to happen on March 4th. March 4th, by the way, is the very day that With Love Meghan debuts on Netflix. It is going to be the greatest disaster by Netflix. I think that we all know it. They know it at the same exact time. Followed up by that, we also have the Snow White 2025 film by the Walt Disney Company. So it's going to be a very interesting month, next month, so to speak. Now, interestingly, on top of everything here, about Trey Parker and Matt Stone, we know that they are in the works of preparing for that special called the DEI special. It's about to actually shed light on everything to do with DEI, all of the issues surrounding that agenda, and how it's beginning to go downhill for the many studios right now within Hollywood. However, this is where things get really juicy because there's a lot of things going on with South Park Studios and Paramount and exactly what they are doing toward Meghan Markle and how she's reacting back toward them. So, with the Meghan Markle studio drama only creating wider issues for Netflix and the many executives involved in the situation for the series With Love Meghan, one monumental development going on now involves more to do with South Park Studios and Paramount, including South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone, who recently did the unthinkable toward Meghan Markle in response to the public backlash toward Netflix over the series With Love Meghan. Now, it turns out that not only are Trey Parker and Matt Stone working on the DEI special to mock Meghan Markle in the form of parody in varying ways, it turns out that production of the special has not started yet for two major reasons. One, they are now waiting for the release of Snow White to mock that film and its performance at the box office, since Rachel Zegler will also be a part of the special. And two, which is the latest development here, is that now Trey Parker and Matt Stone are standing by on the public feedback toward the series With Love Meghan to also not just mock that Meghan Markle show, but the entire concept of Netflix handling the series. Both Parker and Stone are actually prepared to turn the DEI special into a full-fledged sequel, so to speak, or another part for both the streaming wars and the Panderverse combined, and how the failure and struggles of Netflix will be central to the parody plot that will poke fun at Meghan Markle's show directly in the series. Now, it turns out that Meghan Markle was deeply offended of the development, since she was made very well aware through her contacts over at Paramount that this is a South Park special now in development that is about to be announced by this spring and slated for August as a release date. Now, both Parker and Stone are also in the planning stages of mocking Mindy Kaling in the DEI special as well, and that the parody will, of course, focus on a story element of turning Meghan Markle into Megzilla, and how that is going to be a main part of the special after the outrage of her failure at Netflix. This is supposed to be a successor to Mecha Streisand from many seasons ago. Now, Parker and Stone are planning to turn the DEI special to focus on three personalities. Get this. Meghan Markle, Rachel Zegler, and Kathleen Kennedy of Lucasfilm, yet again, the big trio, so to speak. Their plan to turn this into a sequel for both the streaming wars and Panderverse was a recent sudden change by both Paramount and South Park Studios, as Parker and Stone are giving this special their all to mock Meghan Markle in the best way possible that will also wake up so much of the general public who are unaware of the inauthentic personality of Meghan Markle. Now, guys, before I move on, let me just say one thing about Parker and Stone here, is that this is why I love these creators, is that they make fun of everybody. You know, they are very much, fair and balanced when it comes to who they make fun of. Now, sure, there are sides that they have not touched yet. We're very well aware about that. But one thing is for sure is that they really do want to actually approach all angles of what's been going on in 2024 and in 2025. The fact that this addition to the DEI special and how it's not just going to mock Meghan Markle in isolation, but also it's going to mock the series with Love Meghan and the studio, Netflix, handling that show and how much of a failure it's going to be. The fact that we have Parker and Stone in on that right now, and how they're waiting for not just the release of Snow White 2025 by Disney, but also the release of this show on March 4th, it shows you how much time and dedication is going into the DEI special, which, as we stated before, they want to get this thing out by this August, right before the fall begins of this year. That's going to be a very interesting series of events by Trey Parker and Stone. Alright, now, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, they really know what they're doing. They know what the fans want, fans in particular of South Park, and I think that the fact that they are turning this now into a full-on sequel, or another part, quote-unquote, of both the streaming wars and the Pandaverse is a very excellent marketing campaign by Paramount and South Park Studios. Moving on. Now, the series with Love Meghan getting mocked in the South Park special is also creating tons of panic at Netflix and from Meghan Markle along with her team, as they are fully aware that this is going to severely damage Meghan's image, so to speak, as well, by exposing her in many ways, just like they did with Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger back in 2023. In addition to all of this, Meghan Markle is also still trying to create a legal case against Paramount and South Park Studios for doubling down on this parody, and for the plan of mocking With Love Meghan as a series. Well, good luck with that. We know that South Park has dealt with multiple lawsuits, more than you can even count. The most recent had to do with Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger trying to create a legal case because of how they apparently destroyed Disney's image and their brand and how people view them. And it really went nowhere. It really vanished into thin air. They had no case at all because, let's get to the real facts, parody is completely legal. They could do what they please, and parody really is a part of, freedom of speech, and they actually had a lot to do with that. So there's nothing that Meghan Markle could really do. She could try creating a legal case all she wants. It's going to go nowhere. The fact that she's actually bringing up those warnings just goes to show you how out of touch with reality she truly is, and how scared she really is. The fact that not only is she going to be mocked in this special, but her actual show with Love Meghan is going to be put on full blast in the DEI special over at South Park Studios / Paramount. So again, I think this is going to be a very fun year for entertainment purposes when it comes to television, when it comes to movies. You're going to see a lot of things changing, a slow turn of the tide, if you will. It's going to take a very long time, but 2025 is the very beginning of that stage, right? It's going to take a long while for a lot of these studios to realize that what they have done since 2016, 2017, it just was not a good business model for them, and it's really beginning to backfire completely on them right now. Just look at how Joy Reid recently lost her show on MSNBC. We'll have a lot more to talk about that. But overall, I would like to hear what everyone has to say about all of this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.